Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. In today's video, I thought some of you might be interested in some of the audio and video pickups I've done in the recent months. So let's start. Actually, let me give you a bit of a background. So like many of you, perhaps I've been very curious about this new release of the Teenage Engineering, what do they call this thing? OPXY. That's the sort of thing that's got different shades of grey, a little like OP1 kind of thing. Yeah, it looks great, but very expensive. This is about $2,500. Yeah, which is a bit steep for me when I just want to try something out and see if I like it. So I did a bit of research. Apparently, there is another device from Teenage Engineering that gives you about 80% of the exact same functionality for a fraction of the cost. So that's what I bought instead. I don't know if this focus product showcase thing will work, but there you have it. That's the, there we go, better light. That is the OPZ. So this is like a groove box. There's a bunch of different synth engines and actually was it upside down? A surprisingly powerful sequencer. So this is a groove box that literally fits in your pocket. I haven't opened it yet. That's why I'm showing you the case. I bought this for myself as a Christmas present. I never get presents at Christmas because when the family asks me what I want, I say, well, I've got everything I need really. And if I wanted something, I'd buy it myself. This was actually quite a good deal. Normally these are about $600. But I stumbled across one online for $400. So yeah, pick this one up. Look forward to trying it during the Christmas vacations. The next thing then is actually what I'm wearing. You probably can't see it, but there's a Lavalier microphone there. A couple of months ago, I upgraded my audio to this Zoom body pack thing. It's a little body pack recorder connected to the Lavalier microphone. Quite happy with that, but the microphone didn't sound great that comes with it, and it was a very thick, chunky cable and everything. This then is a Rode Lavalier 2 that I've got clipped on me right now. I bought this in the Black Friday sales. Normally these are about $100, but I picked this one up for $60. There's the box if you're interested. I wonder if the product showcase is working at all. I can't see the screen from here really. Otherwise I'll put some B-roll up. So yeah, that was quite a bargain. It's a very nice low profile lav. Sounds a little bit better than the Zoom, but not a night and day difference. The other thing that makes, excuse me, a big difference to the audio quality of my recordings is the room. Right now I'm recording this in my son's room, which isn't too bad at all actually. This has got a mat, a bed, some furnishings, but the studio room is terrible, really echoey. I went over to the Waves website and they had some Black Friday deals on their software, as they always do. So for 29 bucks, I picked up a reverb plugin. I think it's called Clarity. Just the cheap version. And I've been using that on some of my recent videos as well when I'm recording in the studio. Probably won't be using it on this particular video though. It does an okay job. I think it makes the sound quality or the sound of my voice a little bit better. It cuts out all the echo and the reverb in the room. It does quite a good job of cutting out the reverb tails, but I can still hear reverb as I'm talking that it's not managing to filter out. It's quite a difficult job to do. Obviously with audio, remove reverb, it's very challenging. I hear a lot of artifacts as well, but it's not bad. I think overall it slightly does make the audio better than the echoey room. So I'll be using it on some of the videos coming up. Let me know what you think. You probably won't even notice, to be honest, but I have to listen to my own videos over and over again as I'm editing them and reviewing them on YouTube. So yeah, for me, I notice these things. I listen very critically with studio headphones. I can hear the reverb. It sounds horrible. Hopefully this is going to be a little improvement going ahead. I'm always aiming to improve the video and audio quality of my videos. So talking of which, the next pickup is a new lens. If you're into photography, videography, you've probably seen these things coming up for sale or video reviews of them on YouTube. You can buy them on Amazon. This is a TT Artisan lens. So I'm using a combination of different lenses for my videos, but they are autofocus and manual focus. This one here is currently set to autofocus, so hopefully tracking me and the products. But I've noticed even when I set it to the manual focused mode, there's still so many electronics in the lens that I see sometimes it's shifting focus and focusing on something else than I want it to, which is super annoying. So just for kicks, this was kind of cheap. I picked up this little lens. This is a purely manual focus mechanical lens. There is no electronics in here, so there's nothing that can ever go wrong. When you set the focus, this is not going to lose its focus. Obviously, it's a bit of a pain to set focus manually. But yeah, there you go. The quality of this is absolutely fantastic. Completely made of metal. It reminds me of a vintage camera lens. So the specs on this, it's a 25mm, which on this camera is equivalent to about a 40mm lens, I think, in 35mm format. This is a crop sensor lens. And quite a wide aperture. You've got an aperture of f2, so lets in a lot of light as well. Nice blurry backgrounds, all that kind of thing. So yeah, excited to try this out. I have taken a few shots with it and it looks absolutely glorious. This then, normally here in Sweden, you can only buy them on Amazon. Normally $100, but I got this on Black Friday for $60. So yeah, again, really happy with this purchase. Can't wait to play around with it a bit more. So I've got one more for you that's going to be really interesting, I think. Yeah. I think that was everything. Yeah. So yeah, back to Teenage Engineering's. Teenage Engineering. As you know, probably they released a new version of the OP1 recently. They called it the OP1 Field. And it's a improvement of the OP1 that's been around since 2011. I've always been curious and intrigued about this, the OP1, but the thing is, when it was launched in 2011, I think it was about $800. At that time, I was curious about it. I thought it looked cool, but $800 seemed like far too much money for what it did, so I kind of passed on it. And the prices went up and up and up to $1,400 a couple of years ago. Yeah, $1,400, right? Then they discontinued it and launched a new version that is slightly over $2,000 with a few improvements. So yeah, the time maybe is right to buy a used one, and that's exactly what I've done. Here then is the original OG OP1. This particular model I bought used a couple of weeks ago. It's in brilliant condition. This one I think is from about 2018, 2019. They did do a hardware revision, a Rev 2, in about 2018. This I think is one of the new ones. So yeah, at last, after, what is it, 13 years, I get to play around with the original OP1. I bought this used then for $700, which seems to be about the going rate for one of these days. Still an awful lot of money for this little thing. Been using it a lot. I've got about 40 hours into this already. I have to say I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I'm not quite, let's put it here so everything's in focus. I'm not quite getting it so far. But probably after recording this video, I'll make a separate video with my thoughts on this so far. Just my first impressions. But yeah, no doubting, it's a very cool, desirable little gadget, but the functionality I'm a little bit underwhelmed with so far. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's all my musical audio and video purchases. Do let me know if you like down in the comments if you scored any good deals during the November holiday sales. So I hope you're still here. I forgot the most important purchase, the one that I'm most excited about. Also something I picked up over the Black Friday weekend. So there's an online music school called Open Studio, specializing in jazz piano really, although they do other instruments as well. They have a fantastic YouTube channel, by the way, loads of good free content, lessons, course material, discussions and so on. Check out Open Studio. That is, what are they called now? Peter and Adam, two super cool guys. During Black Friday, they had discounts for a year's subscription to their jazz piano online music school course thing. So I picked that up. I think I paid about $20 a month when I signed up for the whole year, which is about half of the normal price. So I can't wait to get going on that. I'd love to improve my jazz piano skills. And I think this is the ultimate resource for doing that, apart from having, of course, a private teacher. The only drawback is I've signed up now. My subscription is active, but I don't see myself having much time to actually practice and get stuck into the courses until perhaps February at the best. I've got a lot of gear. We can talk about that a little bit. I've got the Juno that we need to explore a bit more, the Juno D from Roland, the Go Keys 3, the Go Keys 5. There's a Montage M6 out there as well that I haven't even unboxed, even though I got that one about a month ago. So apologies to Yamaha who lent me that, if anybody is watching, but I will eventually get around to it. Plus I've got all of my own gear, my massive $6,000 synth haul that I'm working through as well. I've made a lot of videos actually, I've been pretty busy. So I've made loads of videos with all of that gear and sold quite a lot of it as well. And I'll make a separate video about that to share with you what it cost me and how much I lost, why I'm selling it and what I thought of it overall. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks again then for watching. Cheerio.